I think Bronco Pride. Every Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. Only on BroncoRadio.com.
This is my Danny. Interview for Bronco iRadio.com. Bronco Pride. I want to do some more.
BroncoRadio.com, where every second of the day an artist is live. You're listening to I Think Interview. I am Amariche Hawkins. Today's going to be a special interview because we're going to ask an artist by the name of BT Lucci his personal opinions and views on life and things thereof. He will be expounding on his particular struggles, his education, and his new album that's coming out. And we'll see how everything ties in together. So let's give BT Lucci a call.
Hello?
What's going on, sir?
Hey, how you doing? Good morning to me.
Yes, sir. You're live on BroncoRadio.com, where every second of the day an artist is live. I'm glad to finally get you on the phone, sir.
Hey, me too, man. I'm glad we connected as well, man. And one thing I do want to say when you start off is, I never got a chance, but I really want to thank you for what you did for me and my family, man. I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, man.
No, the pleasure is definitely all mine. We'll get into that. We're going to talk about struggles and things of that nature. And actually, thank you for segueing into that. So, who we're speaking with again, this is BT Lucci in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He has an album that's just released and dropped, and the name of your album is?
Oh, the name of the album is called America's Most.
America's
Most. DJ B original presents BT Lucci, America's Most.
Okay. Now, when I first came in contact with you in terms of an artist, you had in a single, I don't know if this was your first single, called That's OG Spit. It was another word, but that's OG. Was that your first single?
Yeah, no, it actually wasn't my first single. I came up with a full album before that, but that was the first single to my second album. And the reason why that kind of special to me is because my second album, I did it by myself. I totally did it by myself. Mixed, mastered it. I had to mix and mastered. I chose the beats. The first album I actually was messing with this dude that had a label, and he kind of put it together. But that second one was all me.
And it actually makes me appreciate the work and the effort that was put behind that. And the reason why I brought up this particular album or that particular song is because there's a lot of, I don't want to say detailed, but there's a lot of information concerning how you came up, essentially, and how people perceived who you were. But you kind of broke it down and looked at life like, hey, this is who I am, and this is how I came up. So I wanted to kind of just give you freeway or free space to talk about struggle as to how you perceive it, maybe how you got to where you're at. You could talk about why you chose education over the streets, just coming your own way.
So in my life, man, struggle has been a big part of my life, man. I can start off by saying, when I was sitting in high school, my pops passed. So that wasn't the beginning, but that was, I don't want to say a milestone, but that was a big part of my life that really, really made me grow up. When it comes to struggle in my own life, man, I dabbled in the streets, man. I got to hang with the Crips, because my older brother was a Crip in the whole 9 yards. And, I was selling drugs, I was, gangbanging, I was doing a lot of stuff, man. The one thing that I always had, man, the one thing that you probably, attest to this, was the one thing that I always knew I was better than all that. I might have been selling drugs, I might have been hanging and banging, but I still went to class, you know what I'm saying? And that made me really unique. Like my homies used to be like, man, what are you doing? Are you about to go to class? You know what I'm saying? I mean, not only was I going to class, I was studying on the low, I had a father, man, that didn't play that. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that was the most important thing to him was my grades.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? So, I would do what I did in my streets, but I just made sure that my grades was always up to par, man. I'm talking about A's and B's, you know what I'm saying? And that saved my life, bro. Because I was actually able to go to college. And I remember when I was telling my friends and stuff like, yeah, man, I'm going to San Diego State next year. I mean, cats used to, drop their beers if they was drinking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
What are you like, what? You know what I'm saying? How did you pull that off? You know what I'm saying? But that was one thing in my life, man. That saved my life, man. So, like I said, even when I got down to San Diego State, man, I was still, the first thing I did was find out where the Crips was at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Imagine that.
I had a couple friends when I was hanging and stuff, and I was still going to school. But see, that's when my life changed, man. To play in both worlds. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was I ended up failing out of school, man. And because I wasn't going to class, I was too involved in this street stuff, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
When I got kicked out, man, that was a wake-up call. Luckily, I have good family. My brother and my mother, man, I called them, I told them what happened, and I thought they was about to just flip out. Like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But they really just encouraged me, was like, look, man, you know, look, okay, you know, you messed up. This is what you do. You get back in the JC and you get back on with the whoop. So that's when I decided to completely change my life, man. I left the streets completely behind me, man. You know what I'm saying? I started going to a JC. I went to a JC, then I transferred to Cal State Northridge, man, and I got my degree. And what really changed my life was one day, man, I was at Cal State Northridge, and you know, I'm lost, man. I was majoring in business or whatever, and I'm lost because it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was me. I always wanted to do some kind of media. So when I was going to accounting classes and economics, and I'm like, man, this just ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up changing my major to a major called media management, right? So I got into this media management thing, and you know, they have film classes and TV production classes and all this type of stuff. I was like, yeah, this is cool, but I still didn't know what the hell I was doing, you know? And one thing that saved me was one day, man, I went up, and I found out who my counselor was. I went to my counselor's office, and I walked in there and I sat down, right? And this guy was like, so pretty much like, what is this thing about? What do you need? And I said, listen, sir, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
And he started out laughing, and he said, you know what? He said, that's the best thing that you could have came here and sat down and said to me.
I heard that.
So he gave me a number. So he gave me a number to a guy named Benny, and Benny was a director of what they call it is TV research. He was a director of research at Fox. He said, why don't you give this guy a call, man? So I gave him the call or whatever. He told me to come down and interview, and I interviewed, and I got the intern. I didn't know what an internship was, bro.
Right.
You know, but I got this internship thing, whatever they called it, and I started working for NBC. I wasn't getting paid, but, you know, I was in there. And that right there, man, that first internship is what really changed me, because, you know, I got in there, and it's corporate. It's super corporate, and I didn't know nothing about the corporate world, man. Nobody went to college in my family, and you know what I'm saying? So I just went in, I just go in there, and, you know, I just started seeing, that not only could I actually do the job, I started seeing how peaceful people were. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were at complete peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, going to lunch and going to lunch at these expensive places. And I'm like, man, this is what I want. Like,
You want to go to lunch?
yeah, I want to go to lunch too at Cheesecake Factory. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, this is beautiful. So I started to see the other side of life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I never looked back, man. You know what I'm saying? I never looked back, man. Then I got a job at Warner Brothers, and then I went from Warner Brothers to a company named Nielsen, and then I went from Nielsen to a company to ABC Disney, and then I went from ABC Disney to a huge talent agency called WME, and I went from WME back to Warner Brothers, and then I just got a vice president position at a talent agency called United Talent Agency called UTA.
Did you say a vice president position?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you heard the title, man. I don't say that much, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Right.
I'm humble, you know. I don't think I'm a religious person. I don't believe in. I don't think God wants you to brag about what you have. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand that, but for the purposes of the interview, I need people to understand the totality in what you came from and where you achieved in a matter of how many years?
Oh man, quickly, man. I say about 10 years.
In 10 years, ladies and gentlemen, this man went from living in the streets, being getting kicked out of college, to redirecting his life. I mean, you know what? I don't even want to timeline it, because to me, you see, this is the first time you've told me in terms of the title, because I remember on Facebook you posted that you got a new position, you know, this, that, and the third. But now that I understand where you're really at, you're in charge of stuff, you know, coming from the bottom and getting to the top. So, you know, and now, and to put, I guess, more layers behind this whole story, as you're working and as you're moving around, you're also doing music. And I don't understand in the space of 10 years, how did you even have time to put albums and stuff together? So let's talk about your album that's coming out right now, or that's already out with what's the DJ, what's his name?
Yeah, the album's called DJ The Original. And you know what's funny, before I even get
Sure.
the guy Benny that I was telling you about, that was the research director at Fox, that gave me my first internship. He is DJ The Original.
That was him.
On the side, anyways, it's a DJ, and he produced music. So, and he got a whole studio the whole night. So he was doing his research thing. This guy's African American as well. He was doing his research thing, but on the side he was doing, DJing and producing.
Okay.
So I called up. He had been looking at my it's funny because me and him, we're colleagues in the research world. So we always kept up with each other. But as I started getting kind of serious and doing music, he started to watch my progress. And then all of a sudden, one day out the blue, he called me. He said, "Hey man, he said, you want to do a project?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And when I actually got to talk to him, I said, "Man, what made you after 3-4 years?" Give me 1 second, man.
Sure.
I'm so sorry about that. The highway patrol was, I'm driving. So.
Oh, okay. Understood.
Yeah, but, so he calls me out the blue and he says to me, I said, "Man, why did you all of a sudden call me out the blue and, you want to do an album?" He said, "You know what?" He said, "I've been listening to your progression." He said, "And now I think you're ready, Okay. So it was a trip. So anyway, we took about a year to do it, and it's called DJB Original Presents BT Lucci, America's Most. And yeah, man, I have a day job and the whole 9 yards, but music is my passion, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the research thing is it's a trip because people ask me a lot. Like, how do you do both? And well, it's I got a family too, so it's hard to say the least. You know what I'm saying? It's very
definitely
hard. Like sometimes I'll just be at work till 8, 9 o'clock and I'm writing songs. You know what I'm saying? It's hard, but when you're passionate about something, man, if you really want it, man, you're gonna do it and you're gonna figure out how to do it. And like I said, it's night and day. The thing about it is, man, see how I got the best of both worlds, and that's what I talk about in that song. That's OG, you know what I'm saying? Because my brother taught me, don't get caught up in one world, man. If you're the type of person that can do multiple things and multitask, and God gave you that talent, and you gotta use it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a trip because the reason why I'm so successful in the corporate world, man, is because of what I learned in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Nobody understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I come in offices and people, I'll be the only African American in there. You know what I'm saying? People,
right.
But at a high position, though. You know what I'm saying? I'll be higher than most people. I walk in the door. And people be looking at me like, how the hell did this brother pull this off? You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, a lot of it comes from the streets. When I was in the streets, man, you learn certain things, man. You learn how to hustle. You learn how to read people. You learn how to maneuver through situations. You lose fear. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And all that is involved in the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? When I make a presentation in front of people of a project that I've done, it's a scary thing because I got, 7 people sitting there judging me. I'm African American, so they have this preconception, you know what I'm saying? So I have to go in there and have to wow these people. I have to, I have to show that I deserve to be there in the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And I learned that from the streets, you know what I'm saying? I learned that from being a 13-year-old kid hanging around cats that's 25, 26 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother was 4 years older than me, and he had respect from a lot of older guys. So when he brought me around, I wasn't kicking it around gang members that was my age. They was all 10 years plus.
True OG.
So I learned a long time ago how to handle myself in situations like that. I was nervous in the whole 9 yards, but I got over being nervous. But I learned to, show my heart and be myself. And I learned that in the gang life. So when I come into a corporate presentation, I already know what to do. I know, you know what I'm saying? These people ain't no worse than the crooks I was hanging around. So I'm not nervous. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going here and do my thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird, man. It's weird, but it's a trip. Things that I learned off the streets, I totally use with Bubba Well, and I get over. You know what I'm saying? They've never seen a cat like me in their life, bro. And that's why I've been able to get a vice president position, bro. It's very hard for anyone to get a VP position in media research at my age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's because, I done learned so much to where, man, these people can't beat me. They can't touch me. They ain't no better than me. I got to beat in every single situation. You know what I'm saying? The hardest situations that they've been in is, they got to figure out where they want to live next.
And this is
my pops at 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? Having to deal with not having a father to talk to about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Having to deal with some of my homies, man, getting killed. I had a close homie, man, that and you know, one of my best friends, brothers got, I don't know if you knew Trey, man, but you know, he got killed in Alcina, man, and
I remember that.
House.
Yeah, I remember that. Tiffany told me about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So and you know, I've been through that. You know what I'm saying? All these people is worried about is you know, where they going to lunch. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't no way that I'm going to let these people be me, especially since I've been privileged to be able to be in the same room as them. I ain't going to let them beat me, bro. I ain't going to let them get me out. I mean, there's been a lot of situations where they didn't want me there, man. They don't want me there now. You know what I'm saying? They shit is face on me. They don't necessarily want me in there. They want their little cousin or their relative or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I earned this spot, and the thing about it is, it's hard to beat me, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I come in and prepared. I do my thing. I'm ready for them. They can't hustle me. All these corporations all these presidents and these senior vice presidents and these managers, all these people, and I'm talking about in just the field that I'm at in media, not even media research, but just media in general. At ABC, Fox, Showtime, they still. All these people ain't nothing but hustlers. That's how they are. And the people that come up, the people that are senior vice presidents of a department and presidents of a company, they're all hustlers. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that back in John Mill High School.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they can't beat me. And plus, they don't see me coming. They can deal with somebody that looks like them. They know where they're coming from. For me, they don't know my hustle. They ain't never seen it in their life. That's why I'm successful. So, you know, I'm very ashamed of some of the things that I've done in when I was in the streets. But I tell you what, it was all for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? God put me on a certain path, bro. And I think he forgives me for the things I've done. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, I asked for it, but for two, you know, I've changed and I've flipped it. You know what I'm saying? Now if I would have kept going and doing what I was doing in the street, it would have probably been a different story. But because I was able to flip it and go to doing the right, I'm actually being successful because of the things I've done. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of cats don't do that, man. A lot of people don't even understand that part of life is even conceivable. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're stuck. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they can't do no better. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm living proof that they can, man. So any youngster that I come across, you know what I'm saying, in this field, you know, I try to talk to them, man, because man, I'm living proof, man. I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was there when the bomb hit the fan of grenade. You know what I'm saying? As they say, you know, I was there, and I changed, and I can tell you, you know, it's different when somebody is talking from, you know, or just knowing about something, or just thinking they know about something. But I've been through it. I can tell you exactly how to change your life, and then what to do to do it, and then what to do to get to it. Maybe it's still that you're thinking about, or doing something that you've always wanted to do versus doing something that you feel like you're stuck in and you have to do.
Well, let's talk about this change life real quick. I want to backtrack on as you're going through life, you're getting into different positions. Another major event, as you alluded to in the beginning of the conversation, there was a fire. And I can't imagine all the stuff that you had lost. Tell us a little bit about what happened in that particular event.
Yeah, no worries. It was funny, not funny, but it was a trip because I had just got a job at Warner Brothers, and I was supposed to start the following day.
Right.
So it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden I heard these loud popping sound. I lived in a condo, and I have a son, a stepdaughter, and a fiance. So it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and everybody's pretty much like hard asleep, but I wasn't, because I'm a night owl, and I was nervous about the next day. But all of a sudden, I'm sitting in my bed and I heard these popping sounds. So I go downstairs and I see all this smoke. I'm like, man, where's the smoke coming from? So then I walked to where I felt that the smoke was coming from, and it was coming from my garage. Now, my garage is connected to my kitchen. So I seen all the smoke coming out, and I seen that draft. You know what I'm saying? I knew the handle's hot. You feel me? I know how to touch the handle, and if the handle's hot, you open the door. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I touched the handle, and the handle was hot. But the thing that was going through my mind was, okay, I know there's a fire, but I don't think it's that bad. I'm thinking, okay, I can just put it out the fire extinguisher the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So as soon as I opened the door, man, all I saw was a flame, and I just felt this gust of wind, and this gust of wind was so strong it blew me off my feet.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? So I was on the ground, and I was in a kind of a daze, like what the hell? Mm-hmm. So luckily, man, I got up and I I opened it and I closed. For someone telling me close the door. So I was able to close the door even though the thing was high and it was hard to push and all that.
Right.
I closed the door and I opened my front door because I know there was a lot of smoke, and I ran upstairs, man, and that was probably the worst part. Because when I ran upstairs, I have a bathroom in my bedroom, and my fiance, my baby, which is 2, and my stepdaughter, which is 9, they were all in there huddled up together, like shaking. Like the looks on their face is something that the hospital didn't think. You know what I'm saying? They were in total panic. You know what I'm saying? So I grabbed my baby, and I told my baby, I said, we gotta go. And she was asking me, and she's like, oh, but what about towels and da-da-da? I'm like, man, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I grab her, like, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So I grab her, and we run there, and by the time we get out of my bedroom, man, I looked down the stairs, and you couldn't even see. There was so much smoke in the house, you couldn't even see. So I covered my baby's face up, and we ran out the door, man, and we ran out the door, and literally, we sat there and we watched everything burn. We watched our whole life burn, bro.
Wow.
Because they couldn't put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like the fire people finally got there, but by the time they got there, I mean, it was already pretty much gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we was outside, you know, and I mean, you know, my fiance just had a shirt on. I just had some shorts and a tank top on. None of us had shoes.
Right.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? We just sat there and we just watched everything burn. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what happened, man. And you know, it's a trip though. It's a trip though because you know what's crazy is So after that, you know, I had to move into my soon-to-be mother-in-law's house. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I mean, God bless them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you get tired of, you know, I got tired of living underneath them because you know it wasn't my house, man. And
Understood.
I get home late, and my son, you know, he's always excited to see me, so he wants to play. And I couldn't really play with him like I did because he was too loud and it was late and they weren't asleep, that type of stuff. So it was really affecting me. But you know what I think about the whole thing? You know, when I think about it, everybody often talks about this. You know, is you know what? I wasn't even tripping, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it happened, and then the next day I got up and I called one of the brothers. I told them what happened. They gave me a week off to get this done next week. So then I got on the phone with the insurance people, you know, with the renters people, with AAA, and I got you know, then we had to make a whole lot of other calls, man. It's
right.
So much you gotta do. You gotta cancel your cable on it. So I just got up, man. I just got to do my thing. I said, okay, who I gotta call next? And You know, one thing that was kind of hard was my face was burnt. You know what I'm saying? I had to go to the burn unit. I had second-degree burns in my face, like you wouldn't even know now. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. You know, because if you got third-degree burns, that's when they got to do skin grafts. You know what I'm saying? That's when it was noticeable. But second-degree burns, they scrape it off. So like the whole left side of my face was burnt from opening that door. That was hard. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, at first it was just all black. You know what I'm saying? And then so when I went to the burn unit, they pretty much what they do is they scrape that skin off. So when they scrape the skin off, that's when it looks the worst, man. You know, it's like having a scab and then not letting it heal and then taking the scab off and you know like that whitish pinkish like color. Yeah. That's like half my face was that color. You know what I'm saying? So I had to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? I was kind of tripping off that, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like most people would just broke down, like, oh, my life's over. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I wasn't tripping. And you know why, man? It's because I refer to what I said earlier. It's because of my past, bro.
Right.
I've been through so much to where it's like, you know, when things like that happen, to me, it ain't a tragedy. It's okay. It happened. Now I got to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? When my father died, that was like one of the beginnings. You know what I'm saying? Because he you know, when somebody like that close to you dies, it's like, okay, it's one of those things that it is one of two things. It is a makes you or breaks you. And for me, it made me because what happens is you got to keep going on. That's the one thing about this. You know what I'm saying? If somebody close to you dies, you got to figure out how to keep going on. Because if you don't, then you'll just break down. So if you and figure out how to keep going on, it's just getting your ass up and doing what you do on a daily basis, doing what you always have done, which is live your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's a process though, because it's your mind. You're constantly thinking about that person. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out, okay, Okay, right now I can't think about that. I gotta do my job. You know what I'm saying? Or right now I'm with my lady, and I can't think about that right now because I'll get upset, I'll get sad. So I can't think about that right now. Let me deal with my woman right now because we're at the movies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you learn these things. You learn how to move on. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? So that's what helped me with the fire. The fire happened, my face was burned up. I'm like, all right, okay, I gotta go to the burn unit. I gotta call DirecTV. So this is what I gotta do today. You know what I'm saying? When first it's okay, all my stuff is gone, and my foot in my face. I don't even want to leave this room. And you know what I'm saying? Nah, I didn't have it like that because that's not what I taught myself to do. I taught myself when something happens, you get up and you move on, bro. And that's what I learned from tragedy. That's what I learned from pain. I learned. You know, I turn pain into strength. Pain, it ain't nothing like pain, man. Pain is a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? Because you can use it. You know what I mean? If you can really use it to make yourself a better person, a stronger person, and a more successful person. And that's what happened with that fire. Hey, to me, it's almost like it didn't even happen. You know what I'm saying? But it did, and people still ask me about it. But to me, it was like, oh, yeah, that's fire. That's right. And we did. Everything did burn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I moved on. You know what I'm saying? But you know, God bless me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was all for a reason, man. Because now we're in a bigger place. You know, I got a pool, and I'm in every weekend. I'm in there with my little son in the pool. And before, it was a lot. The place we was at right now was so much smaller. You know what I'm saying? So it was really God. It was, you know, God works in mysterious ways, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just a way for me to help me move on because I was just kind of stuck at that little condo. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really saving to get another place and all that. But God was like, okay, you know, this ain't where you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that God does things like that, like he burnt my place down per se, but I'm saying that, you know, I think he's in control of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I chose to be strong and not pity. I have pity on myself and stay strong for my family and move on. And I found that place that we at now. You know what I'm saying? I actively did that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it really, man, it's crazy, but the fire actually helped me.
And we're actually running low on time. I want to be able to communicate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is his full story, and this is really he's giving you the chopped up version. He's not giving you the exact details in terms of every single struggle, but you can see how he has overcame. Not only has he overcame, but he's breaking through. Not only is he in a high corporate position, but he's also a musician. And not only is he a musician, but he's a family man. Not only is he a family man, but he's a survivor. So incorporating all these aspects, in a minute or less, I want you to be able to tell the people how they can obtain your album and, you know, the different outlets and stuff like that.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate those words as well. Yeah, you can find my album, man, on a website called DatPiff, and DatPiff is spelled DatPiff.com. And all you gotta do is go on DatPiff. It's free download. I mean, you know, the music business is crazy, man. This is a full produced album. This should be out, you know. But you know, I'm building my name, so I can't put out an album to sell right now. I need people to hear me, and once people hear me, like Nipsey Hussle did it. I want people to hear me. Once people hear me, then I'll start selling it. So right now, you ain't gotta buy it, man. Just go on DatPiff, DatPiff.com, and look up. You can just look up BT Lucci, BT Lucci, and you'll see the album. It's called DJ B Original presents BT Lucci, America's Most. And I'm telling you right now, I listen to the album every day. Now, it's not just my album that I'm bragging about. It's not just, okay, it's my album, so it's tight. Nah, man, I put in a lot of work, and all these things that I'm talking about, and who I am, and all that, man, all of that is spilled into my music. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hear something real, if you want to hear something from I'm a unique guy, you live a unique life, and you ain't never heard songs that I make, you ain't never heard nothing like it. And that's what I always hear from people who actually listen to it. They're like, man, I can't even compare you to nobody. This is different. All I hear is this different. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to hear something different, man, go to DatPiff.com and look up BT Lucci and download America's Most.
And not only does he have a free, I didn't know the album was free. Not only is the album free, but he also has visuals. He has videos out that's on YouTube, is it not?
Yeah, I got 2 videos out. I got a couple videos out for this album. If you just go on YouTube and you look up BT Lucci, you'll find it. But I got a single out called America's Most. And so go on YouTube.com and just look up BT BT Lucci, America's Most, and America's Worst. Excuse me. America's Worst is the name of the. That's my first single off the album. It's called America's Worst. BT Lucci. Go check it out. It's dope. It's real dope. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole concept, man. America's Most, America's Worst. What I'm talking, it's a concept, and what I'm talking about is, you know, I love my country. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know, the things that I've been through and things that I've seen, you know, I'm my country's worst nightmare because I'm a strong, educated black man that is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about uplifting people, not just black people, people in general. I want to help. I want to talk to these kids that's on the street. Anybody that's struggling, anybody that got pain, anybody that don't think they can do it. Hey, if I find you, I'm talking to you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you how you can get up and you can make yourself better. So I'm America's Worst, man, because I'm talking about the people who don't have money, who don't come from money. I'm trying to help them out. I'm trying to, because I didn't have it. So I'm trying to show y'all how to do the same thing I did on the America's Worst, man. I'm taking the people out the gutter and I'm taking them to the top, man. America's Worst. I want people from the gutter to be in the same room that I'm in when I'm talking to these corporate people, homie, because we deserve to be here on the America's Worst.
Ladies and gentlemen, BT Lucci. Hey, thank you, sir. I had a whole list of questions, but you just took it over and told your story, and it seems that you was prepared, and a lot of professionals don't understand what it means to be prepared for an interview. So thank you, brother. You did your thing.
Hey, no problem, man. Hey, much love to you, G Hawk, man. I got a lot of love for you, man. Anytime you need me, let me know.
Hey, I'm here. Appreciate you, bro. I'll holler at you later.
No problem.
Peace.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is BT Lucci once again. Again, I had a lot of questions to ask him, but obviously the brother had a lot to say. But it's funny when you go through a lot. Of course, you have a lot to say. When you have a lot of stories and you have a lot of struggle, you want to be able to get your story out and get your positions and your views out to be able to touch whoever you need to touch. So that was BT Lucci with a free album from DJB Original, America's Worst. You go ahead on datpiff.com and, you know, check him out. Check him out on youtube.com, and you'll be able to see a couple of his music videos and things that he did in times past. And I didn't ask him this, but I know for a fact that the videos that he did were coming straight out of his own pocket. And of course, that makes sense, because if he is giving out a free album, that means he's not making any money. There's no advances, any residual. So he's paying for everything up front, but that's how much he believes in his art. So go ahead and check him out, BT Lucci. Again, this has been a BroncOutRadio.com interview from the show, I Think, where it's not about us, it's about the conversation. I believe if you are in agreement with me, today was a great conversation. So tune in until our next interview. We appreciate you for listening. BroncOutRadio.com, where every second of the day an artist is live.